Hi everyone, it's Pastor Ryan again, and today I'm actually in my office at the church. I actually do not come here very often. I usually work at home. I live right next door to the church, so I usually work over there, but this is where I keep a lot of my books. And if you know me, you know I love to read. I read all the time. I'm reading all kinds of things, and one of the things I love to read, one of the genres I love to read are biographies. I love to hear people's stories and read about people's stories. If sometimes I'm reading this biography and I'm going, man, if I'd have learned about this in history class, I would have been a lot more interested when I was in school and probably worked a little bit better and worked a little bit harder to get better grades in history. But that's another story. But I love reading biographies, and sometimes these biographies are about people who have left this long-lasting legacy of positivity or of hard work, or just left a legacy of love and grace behind. And so we were talking about last night in our Bible study that there are all kinds of missionaries out there. And a missionary is somebody who goes out and lives and advocates for a certain cause or ideal or message. And so there are all kinds of missionaries out there, and probably if you hear the word missionary, if you've heard the word missionary, you probably think of a Christian missionary. Well, there are all kinds of missionaries, not necessarily Christian missionaries. So one of the things we were talking about in our Bible study last night was they were looking at two different case studies of two different types of missionaries. One was, and both these people are from Illinois, and one was Dwight Moody. Dwight Moody, if you've heard of the Moody Bible Institute, that's named after him. He lived a life of love and grace towards everybody he came across. And the other case study was the polar opposite of Dwight Moody, Hugh Hefner. Now, you probably know Hugh Hefner. And Hugh Hefner was a missionary for his cause, which was all about freedom of expression as regards to sexual experiences. And so the question we were asking ourselves last night in our Bible study is, what kind of legacy are we going to leave behind? What kind of missionary are we going to be? And so as Christians, as a Christian myself, I was saying last night that I actually don't care if the perception of me diminishes as long as Jesus gets bigger. And so that's the way I want to live my life. As long as Jesus is big in my life, that's how I want to be. I'm going to make mistakes along the way. Just like when I'm reading some of these biographies that I read, these men, these women, they were not perfect. They did some amazing things, but they were not perfect. They stumbled and fell. They left behind some cracks along the way. But you know what? Their legacy of Jesus far outweighs the cracks that they had. And Jesus speaks louder, yells louder above their own mistakes, their own failings. And so that's why I always encourage our church. Like, look, we're gonna make mistakes and we're gonna stumble and fall, but let's make Jesus big. Let's make sure that he is the loudest voice in our lives. So I hope that encourages you today to go out and be that missionary. Be the loudest voice out there. You know, our denomination is Primitive Methodist, and one of the things about Primitive Methodist is when they first started, they were known to be loud. They were known to be loud about their faith, loud about Jesus. So let's be loud about Jesus. Again, all kinds of missionaries out there, and there are all kinds of people who are listening. But let's hope that the way we live our lives, the way we conduct ourselves, can be the loudest voice that they hear. Thanks, guys. Come back and see us. Leave some comments, like our YouTube page, share it, subscribe, get the word out there. Leave a comment. Say, what would you like to see? What kind of videos would you like to see on our YouTube page? We'd love to hear from you. Talk to you soon. Bye.